the Erie Tiger Network. Brandon Bird here with you as we get you all set for this wrestling matchup, Erie versus Windsor. A little bit of a delay getting started, but we haven't missed anything because it was senior night and they honored the seniors here for the Erie Tigers. And it should be a good one here as well. It's Erie versus Windsor. What's better than that? So give us just a second here to get everything set. Okay. Did you hear that? Okay. All right. Welcome back in here as into the audio anyways, as we're just trying to get you all set up here. As it's Colin Seltzers at 120 pounds, a sophomore, versus Hayden Haas, a freshman from Windsor. And so two on the mat. So far, Haas working from over the top, trying to get control here, but still neutral action as both wrestle toward the center circle. Seltzer's trying to get his leg around and ultimately finally jarring free and scoring the 2 points is Haas. So Haas working from behind, riding hip to hip here. Haas and Seltzers in 120 pounds. And just update team names after you. Yep. Sorry, we tried to get a 3-camera broadcast going and 2 of our cameras are not connecting to our system. So we're just rolling with 1 for now. Every time there's a takedown, hit the minus 5. Yeah.
This is Ian, right?
And then it'll create a replay.
This is Ian, right?
27 seconds left here in period number 1. And a little bit of a chicken wing going on right now. Haas really tying up Seltzer. Seltzer's in some trouble, already given up 3 near fall points, trying to avoid the pin here. 12 seconds left. See if he can kick out or fight his way through and avoid the pin. 6 seconds left here in the period. That's all he has to fight for. Can he hold on here to period number 2? And he will. So 3 more near fall points coming for Haas, and it is now an 8-0 lead for Haas. You see the team scores down at the bottom, underneath in the middle. And we'll roll on to period 2 here as they'll tie up ear to ear. They'll start in the neutral position here. 1:53 remaining. Haas takes a shot at a double leg, trying to spin and gets the 2-point takedown. Quickly a 10-point lead here for Haas. Haas, one of the top-ranked wrestlers in his weight in this region. Looking at the region rankings, and man, it's going to be tough. Only 2 state qualifiers this year out of each weight for each region. In a normal year, it's double that. So the state brackets have shrunk to 8 wrestlers, while the regionals will really be more of a heartbreaker than they already are. Don't worry about it right now. Less than a minute to go here in period number 2. Seltzer's trying to get back to his base and work out. A pretty quiet gym so far. A lot of times during these matches, you'll hear the teams and the coaches screaming direction, but both coaches just kind of letting the wrestlers figure it out on the mat. Windsor, of course, last year, 2 4-time state champions on the same team. Quite the accomplishment for the Windsor Wizards, as that wrestling room has been a strong wrestling room for years. Windsor, the 5th ranked team right now in 4A. In fact, you look at Windsor, we mentioned this, Hayden Haas, the 6th ranked wrestler at 120 pounds. And one tough thing for Seltzers is a pretty good region, but an open region. The highest ranked wrestler is 9th in the state in the Tiger region. So you kind of just wonder as it continues to improve, as there's another 2-point takedown, 12-0. It's Jorge Torres of Roosevelt, Jack Glade of Meade, Dylan Bridwell of Skyline, and Justin Dean of Frederick. I tell you what, it's so quiet in here you could hear a pin drop, and I'm getting looks left and right like, hey, we can all hear everything you're saying. Wrestlers back to their feet, the 1-point escape here for Seltzers, and now a 2-point takedown. And at this point, Haas has not been able to lock up as he cuts free again. Lock up any pin, and so I think his strategy right now to go for a tech fall. See if Seltzers can kind of rally here. The good conditioning from the Tiger Wrestling Room. Forehead to forehead, we will see, I believe, only 6 matchups tonight, so a little bit light on our card. And stall warning called here against Windsor. Wrestlers will circle back in the center. Seltzer's tried to take a shot, swimming around him was Haas, and now Haas cuts him free. 16-3, trying to go for the tech fall. Seltzer's trying to sprawl backward. There's the takedown, and there's the tech fall. So the tech fall coming at 5 minutes and 43 seconds. So tech fall win there gives Windsor a 5-0 lead. And we will roll on. And 106 or 26 pounds, John Kinney for Windsor. That is open for Erie, so a default win there for Windsor. At 132, same thing. Cameron Santos, the 11th grade junior. So we will not be able to see Santos wrestle at 132. At 138, the top-ranked wrestler in his region and the 6th-ranked wrestler in the state is Theo Mascarenas. And it will be Brandon Young for the Erie Tigers. Coming in this weight class, 138 pounds. And so Brandon Young will lock it up here. Good challenge for him, a tough matchup for the youngster. As they'll go forehead to forehead here. Young trying to work in underneath Mascarenas. Young gets his arm caught. He's done a good job, though. Really quick on his feet not to let Mascarenas circle around to get the 2-point takedown. Young with his back toward the center circle. Almost 45 seconds gone by here in period number 1. Mascarenas taking his time, locked up. They'll disengage here a minute into this first period. In case you're wondering, as Mascarenas takes a shot, Young slipped out under, almost got the takedown. Now he's stuck, almost a little bit of a fireman carry, and Young's in some trouble, stuck underneath, armbar in there. Young trying to kick free and get back to his base, and he does. So almost scoring points was Young, and then he just slipped off of that. And it is now a 4-0 lead as they'll give 2 near fall points there to Mascarenas. You know, Noah or Rudy Lopez is the #1 ranked wrestler in this weight class at 138, but not wrestling at 138 here today is Rudy. In fact, we will not see Rudy Lopez wrestle, which is always a disappointment because it's always so fun to see Rudy lock it up. Rudy trying to become a two-time state champion for Erie. And this, if he stays at 138, this could potentially be an opponent he would face in state. So 4-1 lead here. Young doing a pretty good job here. We mentioned that Mascarenas is the top-ranked wrestler in his region, the 6th in 4A at this weight class. And Young doing a pretty good job scrapping, and he'll start in the down position here as we start period number 2. We're broadcasting live from the Gen Realty broadcast booth. A special thanks to Gen Realty. As Young will try and kick out from underneath. Young trying to break the grip here of Mascarenas. Mascarenas riding hip to hip here. Trying to pull the wing in. Now we'll slip under. Young just doing a good job hand fighting here. Young trying to tripod his way up. Mascarenas trying to pull the leg and flatten him back out. Mascarenas tried to work the half in, almost slipped into a full, and now tripoding up is Young. Young stands up, breaks the grip, and gets the 1-point escape. Not sure if we were able to catch that on a replay or not. Nope, we just we got the shaking of hands. We'll cut out of that here real quick. .1. Takedown here. Young has Mascarenas on his back. Mascarenas trying to kick out here. He got the 2-point takedown. We're tied up. Headlock in. Young trying to flatten him to his back and get the pin. Young looking to the official. Looks up at the clock. 8 seconds left. Young trying to drape across the chest. He's got the leg deep in. Young trying to use that elbow to push the shoulder blade down and can't quite get it. But 3 near fall points coming for Brandon Young. So a lead for Young going into the 3rd period. And it will be Mascarenas that elects to start in the neutral position. Mascarenas takes a shot, has the leg. Young in a little bit of trouble, has the leg and the arm, almost trying to get a cradle in, and now Young will flip to all fours. So a 2-point or a 1-point lead for Young. Young able to get the hand to slip away. Young now trying to grab the other hand, break the wrist tie, and tripod up here. Young with the lead though. Referee looking in. Young has to make a move here. Mascarenas trying to get some tilt. We might see a stall warning called here on Young as he wrestles out of the circle. They will go back to center. And so Young will start in the down position here. 1:07 left. And they did give 2 near fall points. So Young now down a point, just needs an escape to tie up this match. And Young was so close to getting the pin. His dad, Brian Young, the principal of Frederick High School, in the house cheering on the Tigers. It's always a good feeling when you can get a Frederick Warrior cheering on an Erie Tiger. Young to his knees. He's got 42 seconds left to score the escape point. Young has got the grip free. He's trying to actually flip over. Now he's caught in a cradle. Young trying to kick through it, and he's back to his base here. That was almost a reversal and then almost back points for Mascarenas. Young to his knees, trying to flip back through. 20 seconds left. He can get an escape for 1 point, but he's got to go quick. 14 seconds. What's your best escape move? Brandon to his knees, trying to drape the arm around the neck. Time is running out. Brandon to his feet for a second. 2 seconds left and just not enough time on the clock. And it was a valiantly fought match, and now Brandon Young grabbing the knee. And so Young a little bit shaken up there. It's the knee that's wrapped and a little bit of pain. But a good fight here for Brandon Young, but the Tigers still come up a little bit short on the minor decision. That'll be 3 points for Windsor, and they'll lead this 20-0. That'll bring up our next weight, 145 pounds. For Windsor is Vance Vombar, and for Erie is Lucas Booth. And Vance Vombar, the #1 ranked wrestler in the state. The #1 ranked wrestler in the state. So Lucas Booth is going to have his hands full here. Vombar wrestling with the face shield here. In fact, Vombar and Fortin Munoz, back-to-back weight classes, they're both #1 in the state. How about the matches that those two have in the Windsor wrestling room? Some top-tier talent. Fireman's carry here for Vombar. Booth trying to hold on to the ankle here. You can hear Coach Van Tine say, keep lifting, don't let go. And finally, the 2-point takedown awarded here for Windsor. Booth trying to get to his feet. And he will come back to center here. 1 minute gone in the first period. We were so close to a Brandon Young upset victory. Booth working from underneath. Trying to get the wing in there on Booth is Vombar. If he can lock that wrist up and spin around. Some people call that an around the world. And I'm probably wrong on most of these. I do actually not have a wrestling background. Lucky enough to, there's a 1-point escape for Booth. Lucky enough to learn a lot of wrestling when I was doing radio out in Sterling, Colorado. And then learned a lot from the Erie coaching staff, Coach Gratton, Coach Van Tine, trying to help me understand the sport a little bit better here. So if I say something stupid, you know why. It's coming from a golf and hockey guy. That's why. This is actually Cameron Thomas on the mat. Richard Thomas has commented in. We were just looking on our lineup sheet, and so thank you for the correction there. So Cameron Thomas in here versus Lucas Booth. TH. Booth trying to work the waist. Still stuck underneath. A wing in there for Thomas and a 2-point reversal and a 4-1 lead. Minute 18 remaining here in the second period. Erie is yet to score a point in this duel. Booth almost on his back there for a split second. No near fall points awarded as he was able to roll through. Leg in here for Thomas. Thomas trying to work the wing in from the right side. Now he'll slip up right hip to hip. Trying to get the tilt here of Booth. He's got that wing. Booth giving up back points now. Booth trying to keep that right shoulder blade off the mat. Thomas trying to press down with the offhand that not locked up with the wing here. Draped across to the chest is Thomas, and Booth gets back to his belly. Erie Tiger Network crew here for you. And this one. Sorry, we had to do some direction here behind the scenes. Has Booth in some trouble. A 9-1 lead now for Thomas. Thomas again trying to pin Booth down, and Booth saw Thomas, I think, trying to adjust the mask and was, for a moment, looked like he was going to be able to roll through. Now Booth in some trouble again. Mentioned golf. Lucas Booth, his older brother Sean Booth, actually a Erie golfing alum, and there's the pin. And that pin coming at 4 minutes and 51 seconds for the Wizards. Another 6 points for them. And the beat rolls on here. Well, on our sheet, and maybe one of the Windsor parents can chime in, Vincent Fortin Munoz. Let's see. So 14 Munoz will wrestle, and it's Jackson McIntyre for Erie. So 14 Munoz, the top-ranked wrestler in the state, at least that's who we think it is, and a quick takedown. And just from the looks of it, watching good wrestlers through the year, this looks like a top-ranked guy. Oh, man, quickly into a full cradle is 14 Munoz here, and able to kick out of it for at least a moment is McIntyre. And you might see a little bit of some weirdness on our graphic. Forgive us for that. 14 Munoz collecting near fall points like my director collected Pokemon in elementary school. Alex looking at me like, I don't think I did that. Now on his back is McIntyre, and there's a quick pin. 1 minute exactly on the dot, the time of the pin, and another pin and another 6 points for Windsor. Well, on our wrestling sheet, it is open at 160 for Windsor, but I do see a wrestler ready, so we'll try and listen in. John Karanko is the wrestler for the Tigers. And actually, Mr. Carpenter looking over to one of the McDonald's. Kylie, Callie, not sure. Kelsey's the oldest one, I know that. She was my student. Get the other McDonald's mixed up. Running the book tonight for the Tigers. And on our sheet, it's Kel Muchel. All right, Windsor parents, help us out here. First, Karanko. We'll get that graphic fixed here as soon as we can. Scramble a little bit. Karanko. Mutual, a lot of hand fighting here. Trying to snap the head down was Karanko. Ear to ear toward the middle circle. More than a minute gone by here in period number 1. Another snap attempt down. Karanko thought about grabbing the leg there and will back away. Both wrestlers, as you get in these heavier weights, this tends to happen a little more where the wrestlers just try and feel each other out. Almost a takedown. So Kel Mutual. Working with his back to the center here. They'll disengage. Karanko circling a shot at a single by Mutual, and Karanko will back up, trying to lock up the head and get a throw in is Karanko, and back to his feet is Mutual, and they'll disembark here as the horn sounds. And no score through 1 period in this match at 160 pounds. So Karanko will start in the down position here. And quickly to his feet and spinning out of it for a 1-point escape. There is Karanko. They'll re-engage here. Forward to forehead. No takedowns so far in this match. Karanko here for the Tigers. Only a freshman here at 170. A lot of youngsters. We've always heard through the years the freshman class for Erie, pretty strong wrestlers. I know the 8th grade class is pretty strong. And the fruits of Erie's fight here. Excuse me, the fruits of the labors here for Erie's youth program starting to pay off. 45 seconds left now. And a 2-point takedown awarded here for Kale Mutual, and Karanko almost in trouble there. Trails at 2-1, cross face in on the half is Mutual. Got both legs in. Karanko trying to work, mashing the back of the head there was Kale, and Karanko trying to avoid giving up any tilt. In a position, Karanko actually could almost roll through. Now near fall points coming, and the clock will stop, and they will award 2 near fall points, so a 4-1 lead here for the Wizards. We're broadcasting live from the Gen Realty broadcast booth. Tiger fans, don't forget to subscribe to the Erie Tiger Network channel. Like this video to help us out with the algorithm. And you can also follow us on social media on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram at Erie Tiger Media, or check us out online at ErieTigerNetwork.com. Erie Tiger Network, part of the Erie Tiger media conglomerate, as we say, that involves Yearbook and the Tiger Times. Working on the half end, trying to run it. There is Kale, and there's the pin. Yep, just worked it in too deep, ran it around, and caught underneath was Karanko, and another pin. This one coming at 4 minutes and 24 seconds. And another Windsor pin.
From Windsor High School, Austin York. And from York, Erie Tigers,
Austin York wrestling here at 170 pounds. And Gio Capra, another freshman here at 170. Wrestling for the Tigers. So York and Capra. Capra trying to fire in at a single leg. Big takedown there for Capra. Gio trying to slide that arm in, going cross-face right. Now trying to run a half. And you can hear Coach Joe down there yelling one to the other. He wants try it on one side, run it back to the other, and keep going back and forth. Trying to sprawl. Back to his belly here is York. Capra trying to move York back toward the center of the mat here as York trying to crawl his way out and get a restart in the center. 55 seconds left. Capra flipped him for a moment. Couldn't quite secure him in that position. Now trying to work underneath. Has the headlock and trying to chop down the elbow and retake him down here is Capra. Back to a solid base here is York. Another elbow chop there by Capra, the freshman, trying to work in from the left side. Riding hip to hip here. Still working over the top. Capra now trying to switch on the switch here. Grab the wrist. Tried to grab in at the leg. Now trying to lock up the cradle. He's got it. On his back is York. Full cradle here for Capra. Trying to kick through is York. Capra trying to lock up the pin and score the first points of the night for the Tigers. The freshman deep in the cradle. 17 seconds left. Trying to get that other shoulder blade to touch here. I think it's that left one just hanging up off the mat. Trying to squeeze here and finish off. 5 seconds left, and York will be saved by the buzzer. 3 near fall points and a 5-0 lead for Gio Capra on a nice cradle there. And they'll start in neutral position. Capra, the youngster, trying to get some experience here. In a pretty wide open weight class, to be honest, for the Tigers. Tigers have 3 wrestlers that are the top ranked wrestlers in the region at their weight class. Ooh, Capra tried to fire in, and the coach is saying, ooh. And now Capra trying to get the throw. Oh, a big throw there for Capra, and the takedown and the pin. Beautiful 5-point move, and finishes it with the pin there is Capra, and he will be winner by pin at 2 minutes and 41 seconds. And if you play that little button there, we can see that little takedown again. And we saw the pin anyway. Trying to teach our techs a little bit about replay. They're scrambling. That wasn't their jobs tonight, so we actually we're going to have 3 camera angles, but we're making do here. So an open weight class here for Erie at 182. At 195, it's also open for Erie. And it'll be a forfeit win for Aidan Ray of the Windsor Wizards. And our next match here will be at 220. It'll be Kevin Casasola. And it will actually be Aidan Ray for Windsor. So Aidan Ray versus Casasola. And here we go in this 100 or 220-pound matchup. Tigers just not throwing most of their top-ranked wrestlers out there tonight. Aidan Ray, the third-ranked wrestler in the state at 195, wrestling at 220 here tonight. He is the third-ranked wrestler overall in the state in that weight class. For Erie in 195, typically we see Gavin Malik, and not tonight. We will go back to 106 and we'll end with 113, and a big throw, and on his back now is Casasola. Ray tried to work the leg over, and they'll call it out of bounds, and a 3-point near fall points awarded. Man. Ray working from the right side, trying to break Casasola back down. Casasola trying to worm his way out from underneath. Ray trying to, he's got the right wrist of Casasola locked up. Now Ray was trying for a cradle, but that allowed Casasola to stand to his feet. Now trying to break the tie here and get the escape. Ray will break him back down to the mat, gets the arm in, gets the tilt. Near fall points coming. Casasola trying to spin through, now caught underneath, and a pin coming at 1 minute and 40 seconds here for Ray. Now open at 285 in the heavyweight for Brody Klein. Oh, beg your pardon. Callan Demmer will wrestle here for Erie. So Demmer versus Klein. The big boys will lock it up here. And a takedown there for Demmer. Has Klein on his back here. Working the crossface right, draped across the chest is Demmer, trying to finish this one off. Demmer squeezing, trying to get that other shoulder blade to touch. Demmer gets it, and a pin here at 35 seconds, the second one of the night for the Erie Tigers. And that will do it for us here tonight. A quick duel as both teams will circle together. I don't believe that Erie has a 106 or 120, so a couple open weight classes here for Windsor. And while we're doing that, let's see if we can't show you a couple of the highlights here tonight. Well, we're going to have a couple handshakes here, but see some of the pins that we saw here in the waning moments as we kind of run back through a few of the highlights, and a lot of Windsor pins here tonight. A couple pins for Erie. Callan Demmer with the pin win for the Tigers, and Gio Capra with a pin win for the Tigers, and Windsor would sweep the rest of the night. So a quick broadcast. A quick broadcast, and that'll do it for us here tonight. All right, that's going to do it for our broadcast. For everyone across the Erie Tiger Network, I'm Brandon Bird. Thanks for joining us, and we hope you'll join us for our next broadcast. We'll have girls basketball as they head out to Longmont. For Alex, Brendan, and Lance.